Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a bit of an exciting one and a bit of a different one. So I have my prompt jar, which I will be picking 8 prompts from, and I will be picking the books based on the prompts, except 3 of them will be from my bookshelf, the books that I already own. However, the other 5 will be from the bookshop. So this month's a bit of a different book TBR, because I will be picking them from the bookshop, and I can't wait for that. I can't wait, because that means I'm going to be getting 5 new books to read this month, which is very exciting. Hey, I'm just putting into a part of somewhere in this video a few other books that I picked for my buying of the books. I had to swap because I literally just couldn't find any books with that prompt in the shop at the time, and I was trying to Google and stuff, and I just generally couldn't find any, so some of them aren't quite right, but I did myself pick out a few extra prompts, so that I've got a few other prompts so that I didn't have to just like constantly free choice everything. So if they're not quite the same, that is why. Anyway, here's my jar. I don't know how to hold this and hold my microphone at the same time, so I may just like pop it here, move my little light over, have it here, and then I'm going to pick out of it. So book number prompt 1, I think the first 3 I may put from the shelf, and then the rest of them will be from the shop. So book prompt 1 is, I'm not even in the frame, you can't see it, but it does say thriller. Okay, I'm focused again. So I need to get a book that is a thriller. Now I do need, obviously this shelf has books that I read, has books that I haven't read, and I do have a couple books from the bottom, and then a couple books, pretty much all the books on the top I haven't read either. So I do need to pick a thriller out of all my books. So I've read all of these. Are you a thriller? I have a few book options that are thriller. So I'm going to pick this as my first book prompt, which is a shorter book. I think it's like 200 pages, maybe? Like 240 pages, but it is quite a short book. Like, it's very skinny. So I'm going to read that as my first book. I don't even know. I picked this up because I had a free. Oh my god, this is so bent. Why is it so bent? That is horrid. That is horrid. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's like really bent there. On the back it says, DC Nicola McKenna promised her boyfriend Matt she would leave work behind for a romantic weekend in the Isle of Skye, but things get off to a bad start when a hotel mix-up leaves them stranded just as a snowstorm is blowing in. Luckily, one last guest house on the island has a room. The couple is glad to reach the safety of the log house, especially with little George sleeping in the back, but their relief is short-lived when they were given strange rules for their own good, and start to hear whispers of the house's dark past. Despite her skepticism, Nicola can't ignore the Gornin, I don't know how to say that, sense that there is something really wrong with the place, and when her son suddenly disappears, she starts to wonder if they will ever leave here alive. As snow starts to fall and night closes in, can Nicola solve the mystery of the lock house before it claims another victim? Sounds so interesting. I feel like that would be a good book for like October. Book number 2 is, ooh, this one's a good one, but I feel like I won't really have any. It is, if you can see that, it is a red cover, except the only one that I 100% know has a red cover is The Housemaid's Secret, and I can't read that because I haven't read the first book, and I'm gonna have to look at some of my thingy. That's pink, so I can't read that. They're all pink. They're not the right colour. This has red in it, but it is not a red cover, which is light dark. It's just the heart that's red, but the most of the colour's black, so I'm not gonna be saying that. But yeah, I don't know if I can pick this book because I generally think the only one that's read is The Housemaid's Secret. So what I might do is keep this one as a prompt for me to buy the book because I can't pick one from my shelf. So that prompt is my first prompt that I will be buying the book from, as I don't have any red covers. All my covers are like blue or stuff, and yeah, I don't have any red covers. So that's my first book from the shop. Hey, so I picked my red cover, which was really nice. It took me a while because there was like 3 covers that were red, and I already owned one of them, and one of them just sounded like a book that I generally would have taken straight away, so I didn't buy that one. But the one that I did buy, however, was Fake Flame, which I've seen so many times, but I don't think I've really ever heard anyone talk about it before, so I don't know what it's even about. I didn't look at any of the blurbs when I picked these books up, I just kind of brought them. But anyway, the blurb says, "You can't fake heat like this. To an observer, holding a piano onto a college campus to publicly serenade an ex might seem like a romantic gesture. To literature, can't speak, Professor Eva Campbell is a latest manipulation move by a cheating idiot who won't take a hint. Plus, she never liked that song anyway. Setting the piano on fire might be an overreaction, but Eva's at the end of her tether, at least until hot young firefighter Sean Hannigan talks her down, and then he offers to be Eva's fake boyfriend to get her creepy ex off her back. Sean's battle infernos for a living, reads romance on the side, and is a straight up family loving good guy. Eva's not sure she's ready for the danger he poses to her jaded heart, but despite their differences, the line between real and fake keeps blurring. So actually sounds like a really good cutesy romance. I feel like this will definitely break up a couple of the thrillers that I have to read this month. Book number 3, and my second book hopefully from the shelf, is I do like this option, but I kind of wish that I got it for my purchase books and not for this, which is a blind book. Which, when I wrote this, my idea was the shop I'm going to have books that are wrapped up, and I was going to buy one of them, but instead I put it for here. So what I'm just going to do is close my eyes and look, and then I'll read whichever one I pick on to. Number 2 is this book. I've already started reading that book and I didn't really like it, and I'm definitely DNFing it. I'm just going to do that again because I'm not reading a book that I've literally DNF'd. Book number 2 is The Inmate. So this one's a thriller. Oh my god, I'm getting so many like thrillers. I feel like this is a thriller anyway. On the back it says, as a new nurse practitioner at a maximum security prison, Brooke Sullivan is taught 3 crucial rules. 1. Treat all prisoners with respect. 2. Never reveal any personal information. 3. Never ever become too friendly with the inmates. But nobody knows that Brooke has already broken the rules. Nobody knows about her intimate connection to Shane Nelson, one of the penitentiaries, I don't know how you say that word, most notorious and dangerous inmates. They certainly don't know that Shane was Brooke's high school sweetheart, that the star quarterback and the golden boy who's serving a life sentence for a series of grisly murders, or that Brooke's testimony was what put him there. Wait, Brooke put him into prison? Whoa. But Shane knows, he knows more than anyone, and he will never forget. Okay, can't wait to read that. It sounds so interesting. My books are apparently just all thriller books at the moment. Anyway, my third book is gonna be, what is it? Ooh. So it's a book that's been on the TV. Do I have any? I don't know if I've really got any books that have been on TV. Okay, so the book that I'm going to read is the Carrie McCannis, One of Us Is Next, as it's not taken on TV, but it's been on Netflix. It's the second season to the One of Us Is Lions series on Netflix, which I have watched. The only other book I can feel like is the Hunger Games, but I just don't really feel like reading the Hunger Games at the moment. That is all 3 of my books that I'm going to be picking from my thingy. Oh, I should probably read the back on this one, shouldn't I? The back says, another year, another drama, a whole new set of rules. Bayview High is just about recovery from the death of the Gossip King, Simon Kelleher. I think that's how you say his surname. A year ago, now there's a new copycat in town who isn't ready to forget him just yet. A school-wide game of truth and dare seems fun, right? But the game is lethal. Choosing the truth may really feel the darkest secrets, and setting the dare could be dangerous, even fatal. The teenagers of Bayview must work together once and again to find the culprit before it's too late. Which sounds very interesting. The only thing about this book is I'm not too excited about is purely for the fact that when I read the first book, I didn't really like it that much. But I think half of that was because I read it around the time that the show came out and around the time that I watched the show, and I preferred the show over the book. I think I liked how some of the stuff happened in the show compared to what happened in the book. So I'm hoping now that I watched it a while ago and I can't really remember what happened in season 2, that I might like book number 2 a bit more than that, but hopefully. Anyway, I'm going to pick another 4, but these are all books that I'm picking from my bookshop. So, book number 5 is going to be, the prompt will be a book with a map. So I need to go into the shop and basically look in the book and find a map in one of the books. And my next prompt is a book with a map. So I did have a few ideas of which books to get. However, I got one and I realised probably should have got a different one. But anyway, the few books that I had an idea of is first ones were the Akata series. So the first book in it definitely has a map. I've not read that book before, don't own it, but I just knew that book has a map. However, I didn't go for that book. I went for Six of Crows instead, which is a good book. Does have a map. This book is part of a duology, which is obviously Six of Crows duology, but there is a trilogy, I can't say that word, before this, that I should have probably read before this book. However, I would better do that because I don't have them books and I'm not reading 3 books before this book in 1 month. So I will just end up reading this book first, which is very high chance that I will end up getting a lot of spoilers for the first series. However, I don't know, there's not really much I can do about that, so I'm just going to have to read this and then get spoiled. So it says, I have a feeling I'm probably not going to read this properly because fantasy and words and don't mix for me. Great. Anyway, criminal prodigy Kaz Brecker has been offered a chance at a deadly heist, break into the ice court, a military stronghold that has never been breached, and retrieve a hostage whose knowledge could change Grisha's magic forever. To succeed would mean riches beyond Cass's wildest dreams, but he can't pull it off alone. A convict with a thirst for revenge, a sharpshooter who can't walk away from a wager, a runaway with a privileged past, a spy known as the Wraith, a hot trending using her magic to survive the slums, a thief with a gift for unlikely escapes, 6 dangerous outcasts, 1 impossible heist. Together they might just be unstoppable if they don't kill each other first. That just sounds quite interesting. Generally, I have actually seen this for ages. I've wanted to read it, but I just never knew what it was properly about. I just kind of like seen Six of Crows. I was like, yeah, I want that. Anyway, can't wait to read this book. It'll be quite exciting. My third book that I will be buying from the shop is let me get the prompt. And the prompt is, okay, this is actually a good one. So it's a free choice, which means I can just pick whatever I want, which is probably a bit dangerous because I don't know what I want to pick, but it's very exciting because I can just pick whatever book I want. This is my free choice prompt, and I seen this book and I was like, I need this book in my life. I can't not leave the shop without this book right now, which is Love Redesigned. I've wanted this book, well, actually I wanted the second book for so long, but I could not find this book anywhere, so I didn't get the second book. And then I found this book in the shop and I was like, yep, I need this. I can't leave the shop without it. Anyway, so I've got this book, which is so exciting. But on the back it says Julian. If I ever caught on fire, Delay Munoz, I'm assuming that's how you say your name, would fan the flames with a smile, so when she returns to Lake Wisteria, I fully intend to avoid the interior designer, at least until my meddling mother exploits my saviour complex. The faster I help that Delilah, I can't say that name, I don't know why. It's not even a hard name. Find her creative spark, the sooner she will leave town. But while I was busy getting rid of Delilah, I overlooked one potential issue. What happens if I want her to stay? And then it says Delilah. People say that the devil has many faces, but I know only one. Julian Lopez, my childhood rivalry and family friendly. I vowed to steer clear of him while recovering from a broken engagement, but then the billionaire makes an irresistible offer. Renovate a historic house together and triple our profits. Our temporary truce becomes compromise as we face years' worth of denied attention and mixed emotions given into our desire is inevitable. But falling in love, this isn't part of the plan, which is so interesting. I've just wanted to read this. I've wanted to read the whole series in general for a while, so I can't wait to be able to actually read this book, which is so exciting. Like, I genuinely have my hands on this and it doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real, guys. It does not seem real. I've got this one and one more to pick from. So this prompt is... Ooh, I need to pick a Friends to Lovers book. The next option was Friends to Lovers. However, I picked the book up because I searched it and it said it was Friends to Lovers, and then I googled it more in detail at home, and I don't think it is Friends to Lovers. I think it's more like Enemies Friends to Lovers than actual Friends to Lovers. I did just do like the quickest search ever because I really wanted to pick this book up and I couldn't just like, I had to do it for the challenge or I would have to pick more books up and I couldn't really do that. So the book was Friends to Lovers. However, I have 4 options of books that I sorry, I wasn't even looking at the camera. Anyway, I have 4 options of books, like prompts that I picked out myself, and one of them was a 5-star prediction, and I think this will be a 5-star prediction. So I have changed the book prompt to a 5-star prediction, and the book is Love Unwritten, which is the second book to the Love Redesign series, which I can't wait to read. And I've wanted to read this one, genuinely wanted to read this one for so long. Raphael, and then it says Ellie Sinclair is a hopeless romantic who writes love songs. I'm a struggling workaholic who could inspire 100 breakup albums on paper. We have nothing in common except for my son. For 8 months I have avoided her until our summer camp trip. 14 days, 2 islands, and our nanny I shouldn't be attracted to. Spending time with Ellie is expected, but enjoying her company, that isn't part of our travel plans. After my divorce, I swore to protect my heart at all costs, even if it means breaking hers in the process. And then it says Ellie. What's wrong then working for a grumpy single dad, admitting that I only had a secret crush on him in high school? Thankfully, Raphael Lopez and I have changed since we graduated from Wisteria High. He's a billionaire with a company to run and a child to take care of. I am an unemployed songwriter he hired to watch his son and teach him music. We coexist without any issues, until a vacation changes everything. Lines blur and old feelings for Raphael return with vengeance as I face a new dilemma. Being his son's nanny is one thing, but wishing for more sounds like a heartbreak songwriting. Waiting to be written, which sounds like so interesting. I want to get through this book really quick so I can get to this book because I want to read it. I want to read this right now. Like, I've seen a few people on YouTube post it when it first came out and I'm like, yep, I need this book in my life. And I've got this book in my life. One more book prompt, and that is a horror book. Okay, so the last book option was a horror. However, the works don't actually sell any horrors, or at least my works don't. So I couldn't do that. So the next book option, the prompt that I did pick out when I was on Thingy, was colour in the title. However, I couldn't find any books with, basically it has to have like an actual colour in the title, as in like the word red, the word blue or something like that, and I couldn't find anything with them colours in the title. So went down the next prompt, which has the in the title, like the word "the." So with that, I picked out a book by an author that I have a few books of them, which is Freedom McFadden. I think I said that right. Yeah, the book's called The Perfect Son, and it says all families have secrets, but some secrets are deadly. And it says Erica Cass has a perfect family and a perfect life until one quiet evening, two detectives show up at her front door. Mrs. Cass, we were hoping your son could answer a few questions about the girl who disappeared last night. A high school girl has vanished from their quiet neighbourhood, and the police suspect the worst. Erica's teenage son Liam was the last person to see the girl alive. Erica has always sensed something different in her seemingly perfect oldest child. He's charming, smart and popular, but mothers have the best instincts, and Erica knows there's more to her son that means that she wants to believe his innocence, but as evidence mounts, she can't deny the truth. Liam may have done the unthinkable, which is so interesting. I can't wait to read this. Which is I feel like it's actually quite a decent stack. I've got a couple, 4 thrillers, 3 romance, and a fantasy. So it's a bit of a mix and match. And I feel like the fact I've got more romance, thrillers and fantasy over anything is actually good, because it's October and it's perfect for that. However, if you guys have been to the books before, you'd have known that some of these books are 3 for $6 and some of them aren't. However, I only had 2 books in that stack that are 3 for $6, so I did actually buy one more book, which I'm not putting it on my TBR for this month, but it's going to be in the stack, because if I read it, I read it. If I don't, I don't. I don't mind. It was just so that I could use the 3 for $6, or I'd have been paying £5 for 2 books when I could be paying $6 for 3. So I did get one more book, which was Out on a Limb, which I've seen so much about, and it just sounds very interesting. It's an unexpected pregnancy, and I've never read anything with them tropes before, but I do know that these tropes are odd, because some people like them, some people don't, and I feel like it's more mixy matchy. I feel like a lot of people don't, but I've never read it and I want to give it a go, and I've seen so many good reviews about this book, so I genuinely can't wait to read this book. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye guys. Testing. It definitely works. I don't know why I'm testing. So I'm not focused anymore.